This is how I made a horror game in 24 hours. Horror is the most popular indie game genre. That's why I wanted to make my own horror game. Most of these games take a few days up to years to make, but can I do it in 24 hours? Watch till the end to see the results. The first thing I needed was a setting that the game takes place, so I started off by buying this airport pack on the Unreal Engine marketplace. I wanted the player to have to run around the airport while avoiding some sort of entity. This is what the game looks like so far. As you can see, it's a little bland, so I made a post-processing volume that would put a pixelated filter over everything. This way I could get away with using low-quality assets, because with 24 hours, I don't have the budget for high-end models. As you can see, the player was pretty slow. If I wanted a massive airport, I needed a sprint function, so I implemented that onto the player and gave him a sprint bar that would go down if you ran too much. The only problem is that right now there's no way to recharge the sprint bar, so if you use up all your sprint, you're just gonna have to walk around the whole airport for the rest of the game. So I made this vending machine in Blender and threw a crappy texture onto it. Whenever the player walks up to it and presses E, the sprint bar will recharge all the way. At this point, I was a few hours in, and so far it's just a glorified walking simulator. Every indie horror game needs a creepy entity that tries to kill you. So I found this guy named Nigel. Nigel will randomly roam around the airport until he sees the player. When he sees you, he'll start violently sprinting towards you. Nigel's AI took forever to make. You can see the blueprint codes look like literal spaghetti. I also had to make the run and walk animations, but I really didn't want to rig and model him myself. Thankfully, I used Adobe Mixamo, which has pre-made animations and auto-rigs the model. I'm also pretty sure every indie developer ever has used this. Oh, that is, What? After I got Nigel working, I had to make a game mechanic. I only had a few hours left, so it had to be simple. So I found these 3D models of suitcases and put them in the game. I made each of them a different color and scattered them around the airport. I also made different baggage claims that have corresponding colors for each suitcase. The player can pick up suitcases and place them on their colored baggage claims. However, because you can pick up suitcases, that means prop surfing, like game-breaking level prop surfing. All you have to do is jump on a suitcase and pick it up, and then you go flying. You can literally fly out of the map. So how did I fix this issue? I didn't. This was a hidden game mechanic, and it was completely intentional. I definitely didn't run out of time and just didn't bother fixing it. Speaking of time, I was almost out. I had about 20 minutes left to make an ending. Once the players bring all the suitcases to their corresponding baggage claim without getting caught, this door will open. Behind the door is something you would never expect. Like I said, I was out of time. Now I have a completed horror game made in 24 hours. It has everything from a monster to an ending. I mean, ending's a loose term, but the final thing I needed was a name. So I combined scare and airport to make Scareport, because like, it's a scary airport. Anyways, I interviewed my playtesters and this is how they liked it. What would you rate the game on a scale from like 1 to 3?
1 to 3? 3. For being made in 24 hours, this is like one of the best, worst game experiences I've ever had.
How bad was this game on like a good scale?
The game is, because of the game-breaking bugs, and I probably have to give it like a 6, 7.
7 out of 7, I'll take it. So what would you rate the game on a scale from 1 to 10?
So just on the basis of like 24-hour games? If that's the criteria, like a solid 5.1.
How scary was it?
Getting caught was kind of scary. I played it on max settings.
Oh, that.
And I don't know what happened, but it's like crazy motion blur and you can't see anything. And I didn't know what the heck was going on, but then I turned it to low and it looks like great.
So this game, I don't know if you knew, but it has a mechanic known as prop surfing. Did you prop surf?
I did not prop surf. I was not able to get that going. I tried. Oh, wait, 1 sec. I'm trying to do it right now. Picked it up and now I'm just like accelerating in the air.
So what did you think of Nigel?
Is that the gigantic thing that's walking around? Wait, did it say his name anywhere? Yeah, I thought Nigel was a good enemy. He's a little bit dumb.
Last question. What was your favorite part of the game?
I'd say probably the map was like my favorite part of the game.
Greatest game of all time.
What would you rate the game on a scale from like 1 to 2?
That's a big number right there. I'd have to give it a 2.
This game, if you didn't know, this game was made in 24 hours. Could you believe it?
Looks like AAA Studio made it. Honestly, hard to believe.
The biggest question I have to ask is, did you prop surf?
Of course, naturally. A little too much.
I heard you prop surfed out of the window of the airport and then flew on the suitcase to the ending kill line and jumped on it.
Yep, all the way to the end.
So if you didn't know, that was actually the intended way to play. I don't really know why people got the idea that you're supposed to put suitcases on baggage claims. Do you wish the game was more or less breakable?
Honestly, I think it's just perfect how it is.
Well guys, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you really want to support me, you can become a member on my Patreon. Once I get my first Patreon member, I'll start posting on there. Right now there's nothing on there, but that means you can be the first one. So make sure to become a member today to be included in the end credits of these videos. Anyways, that's about it.